Are you minding your business? What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about the percentiles of people. You have 98% and you have the 2%. Well, what's the difference between the 98% and the 2%? Well, it's all about the way we think. 2%ers focus and increase their mindset. The other 98% of people focus on their skills. So they're always working to attempt to increase their skill as opposed to increase their mindset. So what this does, it puts you in a situation where the 90% tends to work hard or work harder while the 2% works smarter. So it's all about leveraging. So let's dive into this a little bit. 2% or the 2%ers dominate the whole 98%. If you think about this, years past, the data has always proven that 2% of the people will be the business owners, 90% will be the employees. But here's the deal again, you got to think about, in a company, you have one CEO typically, which runs the whole 90% of the rest of the people. You got upper management, which is 2%. So one person controls a whole army. The army is who's working harder. The general is working smarter. So as you propel forward in your endeavors, let's focus on working more so on the mindset as opposed to the skill. Because a lot of times we got different skills. I know people who have skills in multiple different things. I have skills in multiple different things, but that typically relates into manual or hard labor to be able to create the income as opposed to using your mind to make the money. So I used to give an analogy back when I used to speak a lot, was from the neck down is a $7.50 income producing machine. From the neck up, there's a unlimited amount of income that can be made. So instead of making hand money, let's start learning how to make head money. So again, you position yourself now where you have leverage to be able to work smarter and not harder. So again, as a 2%er, we focus on improving our mindset, the way we think, the way we view things, our perspective and vantage point in which we see stuff. The 90%, it's all about skill. I gotta get better at this skill. I gotta go get another degree. I gotta switch and go to this other job for a better promotion. But you're actually working harder. So it's like a hamster on a wheel. He's working diligently, he's working hard, but he's not going anywhere on that wheel. He's just having a lot of bodily movements. But that same energy, if taken off of the wheel and go in one specific direction, then he'll get results. He'll move forward. And then actually he can expend less energy to move forward. So as one of my mentors used to always tell me many years ago, he said, Sean, you got to slow down to speed up. And I never knew what that meant at first until I really started focusing on slow down, focus on the mindset, and stop trying to strong arm everything physically. And it makes your life so much easier. So you got to stay consistent. One thing I've done, I've stayed consistent over the decades. Almost 30 decades, my messaging has never changed. I've always been on wealth creation, generational wealth, entrepreneurship. I don't go from business to business. So many people go from one thing to the next where you're selling jewelry, you're selling makeup, you're selling underwater basket weaving classes. It's like you're just going all over the map. Again, it goes back to being that hamster on the wheel where you're just moving, but you're not getting any results. That's the definition of hustle. Hurriedly body movements, but you're not going anywhere. People talk about grinding. The definition of grinding means to reduce to its lowest particle. I don't want to get out here and grind, because you get to a point. I just saw somebody yesterday on my feed who had received a award that they were so happy about. It was like a 4-foot little plaque, little thingy. Listen, I got friends that work in the trophy industry and awards industry. Those trophies really cost $7.50. So people are gravitating around a $7 to $12 piece of wood and plastic for increased performance for the next quarter, the next year, the next decade, as opposed to increasing your mindset and doing something different. So again, the 98% are they appeal around awards, handheld awards. Now, do we get awards? Yeah. You guys just saw Caden got an award for making $100,000 in business. I said, what do you want to hang it up? He said, I don't know yet. It's sitting off to the side right now. That's not a disrespect to the award, but they understand, Kenny and Caden understand that plastic pieces is not what motivates them. It's the impact that they make that motivates them. So again, that's a 2% thought process. We're talking about a 13 and 14-year-old with that process. So it's all about a mind shift. How do you change your mindset? You got to read. You got to do different things. You got to read different books. Look behind me, man. I got books all over the place. I got books off camera, books down below, books underneath me. I got books everywhere in this office. Books help motivate. They cultivate your mindset. They encourage you. They inspire you. They take your mental places that you've never been before, which continues elevating your mindset so that you don't have to rely on skill set.
Hey, what's going on? I know you want to get back to the video, to the dope content, but take a moment and subscribe by clicking the button to our YouTube channel to get more dope content just like this. Listen, if you want to get coaching and consulting from the Harris Family Unit, visit us at SeanJHarris.com. That's SEAN, the letter J, Harris.com. All right, back to the video.
Come on now. So you have to position yourself where you have emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is where your mindset is balanced. You don't get all tied up in other people's business. That's why I titled this Mind Your Business. The 98%, those are the people that complain about stuff. They like to make fun of people. They criticize. If you guys look at Caden's feed sometime, particularly on YouTube, some people write the silliest stuff on there. It's like you're an adult and you're perceived to be talking to a 13-year-old child, telling them that they're going to be a drug addict, that you don't have a childhood, and there's no way you can be making six figures as a 13-year-old. That's the 98%. The 2%ers are the ones that get on there and say, hey man, you're rocking, keep going. What you're doing is important, it's impactful. The 2% are the ones who have the emotional intelligence. The 2%, we don't talk about other people. We don't criticize what they're doing. We encourage, we fertilize whatever their goal and their mission is. So again, it's about having emotional intelligence. How do you develop emotional intelligence? Well, reading is one way to do it. Proper association is another thing to do it, because it starts shifting the way you think, your mindset. So it's like super important. So the average person has 92% of their thoughts are negative. Imagine that. Most people, 82% of their thoughts are negative. And I think we have like 85 or 65,000 thoughts a day. And most of them are negative. Now just imagine if we shifted that. And now 85% of your thoughts are positive. How much further could you be in life? How much more closer to your goals could you be if you just shifted the mindset? Again, it's not about the skill set. It's not about working hard with your hands. It's about thinking smart with your mind. It's a mindset shift. You have to have a paradigm shift in the way you think. So my messaging hasn't changed, as I said. So what happens here when you have the positive mindset, you have the millionaire mindset. You can't become a millionaire if you don't have a millionaire mindset. It's like you can't become a fitness buff if you don't have a fitness mindset. You got to first think, how can my body look? How can I physically be strong and have the image that I want to portray through my physical being? If you don't think about it first, you got to visualize it, and then you put the work in, and then you get the result. So I hear a lot of people say, listen, Sean, I want to be a millionaire. Well, the first thing I ask them is, what are you working on the most? Are you looking to increase your skills, or are you looking to improve your mindset?
Hey, we'll get back to the video in 1 second. Listen, if you want to coach with Tara and I and our team, contact us at SeanJHarris.com for coaching and consulting. Listen, look above or below this video and you should see a link where you can click on to get on our calendar. All right, guys, back to the video.
There's a difference. When a person say, listen, man, I want to be a millionaire, Sean. I went back to school to do this, or I'm looking to do this other business. I got this side hustle and all this kind of stuff. Listen, it's not about the hamster wheel. I can't stress that enough. It's about the mindset. So to have a millionaire mindset is to first process or the genesis of becoming a millionaire. You got to first think and know what it is. You become a millionaire here first before you become a millionaire in the pocket. So you got to ask yourself, what are you doing to increase your mindset? Am I reading more? What am I reading? Who do I associate with? How am I using my time? Speaking of 2%, 98%, I was going to do a whole separate talk on that, but let me go ahead and weave it in here a little bit now just to preface you for my next talk about it. We've gone to the Delta 360 Club in both Truist Park, which is our baseball park here in Atlanta, as well as Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is the football arena here in Atlanta. Most people, when they go to those sporting events, they sit in the 98% seats. They're watching the game. They're spectating the game. They get drunk. They eat food, and they go home and they cheer on the team. The 2%ers attend events and functions in the Delta 360. Most sports fans don't even know that there's a 360 in these facilities, and what the purpose of them are to have business meetings, gatherings, networking. That's where the money is made. The 2% that hang in that room make the money from the 90% people that are sitting in the seats. Again, it's a mindset, but you have to understand this. But most people don't understand. You see your stadium or your arenas, you think it's just a big bowl with a lot of seats, with a field, and players come in and play. But there's business that's being conducted throughout the week, in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings, when there's no game going on whatsoever, where money is being made.
This is a great tool for you to invest in. Always choose yourself as your number one investment. This book will give you the resources, the tools, and the blueprints that we have used to successfully build million-dollar companies. Go to SeanJHarris.com and get your investment tool today.
Where mindsets are being shifted, where there's meetings of the minds, there's masterminds, there's conferences going on. That's where the real money is being made. So again, that comes again with emotional intelligence. I could care less about the Atlanta Falcons. As you see, they're in search of a coach right now, but I do care about what happens in the 360 room. I do care what happens in the meetings that my family and I are invited to. Now the Braves, I really do like the Braves. That's my team. But more importantly, I'm focused on what happens in the 360 room at that stadium as well. The Braves, that's cool. I'll go and watch games here and there, but I'm more so focused on what happens in the boardrooms at that facility. So I say all this to say, the 2% mind their business. Not just mind their business like stay to themselves and mind their business, which that's what we do as 2%ers. But we're also mining our business. Just like you mine a diamond field, you mine your business as you're minding your business. All right, guys, I am Dr. Sean J. Harris. Have a very, very impactful Saturday, number 6. Make major impact in all that you do. Oh, Black Eyed Peas. Well, y'all know the deal. I don't even have to say it. Make impact, make money while you're doing it.